in here, see if we can do this little week in review. It's been a pretty crazy week. For those of you who are just going to be joining in, clicking on the live stream right now, make sure when you do enter in, please give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, either or, they do the exact same thing. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Um, Woo! Got a lot, saw a lot. I saw Noah Lyles respond to Tyreek Evans. Tyreek Hill for a race, a showdown, a real one. He even brought up Metcalf on how he actually ran for real to go and do it. So that was pretty crazy. That happened last night on a nightcap with Shannon Sharp. But I want to get into this week. We had a crazy week. DoorDash has been hitting real well. My wife's been killing on it. She is like the shopping call her the shopping lady. She's the shopping lady for Target and Stater Brothers nonstop. So that's been pretty good. And the craziest thing is that Spark has been very, very well. At the same time, school is back in. And while school is back in, parents are shopping a whole lot more. They're doing a whole lot more, and it's working out tremendously. It's crazy. Here in my area, we have people that don't like to shop, and the people that do shop, they're like, let them stay outside because they're cleaning up all on the inside, getting it all in. So on like an average DoorDash for the same amount of time is 200 plus pretty much a day on the DoorDash side, and then on the Walmart Spark side, it's doing its thing also. So not looking bad at that. I had put up the live from the other night, and that live actually sparked something. I saw Torp. There's a guy named Torp. He felt something about it. He issued or asked a guy by the name of the Jaded One. The Jaded Driver that's what he goes by. He offered him a sit down. Let's sit down and talk about it. So Jaded Driver, Torp wants that sit down. And because I said, does drama work? Does it work for you and everything? And I said, how come people just can't talk? But the drama's there because you're on opposite sides about what you're talking about. You don't got to be going crazy and dissing everybody and doing all that stuff, but the drama's there. So Torp, he was restreaming me and breaking it down, and he issued out his to the Jaded Driver. Hopefully that does go down. Hopefully they can do it here on Hot Facts, because someone else was watching that live also. Pedro DoorDash Santiago, he hit me up on For Real Reactions. But he hit me up by issuing, he said, I want to call out Hot Facts, Robert Reese. He tried to still play it up and do his Pedro thing. He's been wanting to talk to me for a while. No, you want to talk to me. That's why you responded. But I would like to have that sit down. So Pedro and I have already agreed. We're going to try to make this happen. Pedro will be on Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and he wants to do it. So I'm going to do it also. And so we're gonna be on the same screen. And he said, we can do it, go wild or like with everything, but I know how to have a conversation and still have the drama there, because I know Pedro has a certain wit about him. He can come back at you, and he does know how to speak. So I am going to love doing that with Pedro there, because I'm gonna let him know what I'm gonna be talking about and where I want the conversation to be. I'm gonna just let you know ahead of time. It's gonna be about the ego that you have. It's gonna be about, and not just you, all of us. It's gonna be about the, how can I say? I would say, I don't want to call them snubs. I want to go about, how you say to bet on you and do everything. I want to be going over your community section in your whole thing. You don't promote anyone's channels. You don't share anyone's content at all. You don't. And want to be getting into why you think, when you're doing your thing, you are the only person out there in the whole world. And even with your for real reactions, you're making your reactions come off like the other people don't know about who you are all the way, but 80% of those subscribers, they already know who you are. So they already know what you do. So you're doing that same thing over there with your reactions. Like your point of view is the only point of view. So I want to get into the ego thing and go into that and then tie that into how come you don't show any support and you don't share anyone's channels, their anything on your community posts. And betting on you, it comes with being able to put yourself in a room and talk to people and having people do that for you, but you seem to never do that at all. If you go to my community posts, my community section, I am constantly promoting other channels and communities constantly. So I want to get into why you don't do that with your own community, but you look for all the support. I want to get into the ego thing, get into all that. Yeah, and then break down how you think you are the everything, and nothing else counts. So that's where the discussion I want to have it, because at the same time, you can ask me those same things and I'm going to be able to answer those too. And I will let you guys know, Pedro did say in the video that he issued it out at, he said if you want someone else up there, you can have that too. So I'm letting you guys know that it'll be on StreamYard and there will be a link there. But if you cannot follow suit of how we are going to be doing it without the screaming and yelling, but we will have high points, low points, and all that other stuff. If you can't play ball like that, then you're just going to get the boot, because the idea is to have, while Pedro and myself are on the screen, someone may want to click the link because they got a bone to pick with both of us. So now we got to answer to whoever's going to be coming up. So I want that live stream to go in just like that. And Torp, you asked, what's this thing with HotFacts and Pedro now? It was the same. He felt the same way how you issued a conversation with the jaded driver. He felt the same way and did that with me. So that's what that's all about. That was the purpose of me bringing that up and wanting to make that happen. So far, you issued. We haven't seen you and Jaded yet, but Pedro and I are going to be doing it here on HotFacts. I'll be on one side. He'll be on the other side. Other people can go ahead and click the link. After me and Pedro have our discussion, the link will be open. Whoever else wants to click on in, if you got something, I want to speak about this, make sure you got your points and everything on there, because if you ask Pedro something and he digs in that ass, then that's just what's going to happen. Same thing, vice versa. So make sure the things that you will be coming up with, that you have knowledge to be able to rebuttal and have a complete conversation, so we can see how it's going to go. So Pedro and I are going to be doing it. I'm going to go over some dates. I'm going to go over some dates and everything and go from there. Big Dog Besame, people, the first person, people. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that up there. How do I bring it back up on the first person to interview me on YouTube? I appreciate the support and everything else. Yes. Get the 1 million views in there, people. Hey, get your views in, people. I'm telling you, man, get your views in. And there's a difference between eating and grubbing. Show you right. Hey, y'all, if y'all want a good burger, head on over to Big Dog's Besame, people. I'm talking about, people. He has the dogs. He loves dogs, loves animals, and his burgers are named after the dogs. Okay. Now, he puts a sausage, okay, on the burger. He got the peppers smashed up. Everything come with the meat and the peppers. Ooh, he using that 80-20 beef to fat ratio content there. They come real big, real good, and they line up all the way down the road. He has contracts with different buildings, and he's making himself big. He's going to be doing pop-ups, people. He's out there making it cracking. If you were all across Alabama. You might be in Memphis. You might be places like that. You may be in Atlanta, and he may want to do a pop-up there. Go check him out. Check out his YouTube site and tell him Hot Facts with Robert Reese sent you over there. I'm telling you. And Pedro DoorDash Santiago, I want to talk about that too. How come you get on me, but you know, when you got support from people who have channels, who are pushing people, and let me tell you, he was voted the best burger on YouTube 2024. I'm doing my Georgia tour in September, people. Woo! Hey, if y'all go do a video and share it on my channel, yeah, go ahead, get it in. Go ahead, get it in. It's coming out there. Pedro, you told me something, and I want to talk about this too. There's a lot of people that do, or you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and you know, I know it's an old school thing to do for a channel, to have people shout your channel out like that, but it's something that I do. I stick to the old school. I want to go about how come you don't have anyone doing that on your channel also. So that'll be part of that discussion. That'll be part of the thing that we're gonna do. Whoever else wants to click on in, you can click on in. You gotta be respectful. My Nightbot Jeffrey, he already lays down the law. He puts it inside there on what you cannot say, what you can say. He puts it down. I got other moderators out there. We gonna make this thing good, because the idea is to have it all the time, to where you get somebody else up there and like someone else says, hey, you know, like Pedro may feel comfortable, like, hey, G, you know, like I kind of like having people click on to come at us like this. And Pedro may want to keep doing it. But if he don't, someone else can click on and be like, bam, someone came at me. So if we can get a panel of people that are like, yeah, this is what we got going on. This is what this is. And then bam, he was like, man, can I go again? Who's next? Can I go again? I'm talking about something great. You'll be able to get a little bit more knowing who, because some of these will be content creators, okay, from different communities too. Content creators. This will be a better way for them to express themselves, to let their viewers see a whole nother different side of them. Okay, you know how people always say, show support, love to my channel and all that other stuff. Your viewers, your supporters will be able to see how you represent the channel in the fight that you go put in for it. So then that can bring you and your subscribers, your followers, your viewers, your fans, however you want to say, whatever it is that you got, that's a better connection. That's more dialogue in the chats and all that other stuff. So it's great. Hopefully we can try to get something done in the next week or something else like that. But Pedro and Hot Facts will be on. That's the layout there, and gonna be speaking about that. I ain't trying to be speaking about no, you know, boom, 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 but I want to keep it there because those are real talking points. Those are real points that breaks down who you are, about your channel and everything else that you do. And those things can, because what can fit on one can fit on the other. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get in there too. What's up, Hulk Smash? John Hulk Smash. That is the diplomatic officer, the head of diplomacy. He kicks it in. And y'all see Nightbot put up there, Tony delivers $5 flat rate for food. If you're in the Seattle area, you don't want to use Uber Eats or DoorDash, you want to spend cheaper on fees and everything, go to Tony Delivers, okay? Tell him Hot Facts with Robert Reese sent you in. And he's in a 5-mile radius, but he will extend it. It just costs you a little more for that extra trip, but he will service you himself. And he has a little team now that's doing some things with them. But he said, I want to create my own business and get it out there just like Big Dog did, okay? Just like Big Dog did, okay? Same exact thing. Go ahead, check it on out. Go ahead, check it on out. But yeah, let me tell you, man, we had a wild week. DoorDash has been great for my wife. Spark's been really great. These two right now, and the pairing it's like ridiculous. I hope the momentum don't stop. It's working good. But last night I put a video up. Okay. Oh, and on the DoorDash thing, it's like a $200 day every day. And then Walmart Spark is doing its thing. So you can do the math right there that if 2 people are bam, and it is ridiculous right now. I hope it stays. But I put a video up last night. We were driving down. We just got done doing a DoorDash, and there's a car, airbags out all in the middle of the street, right? So I pull on over, I get out, I instantly, because people, if you don't know, check out my playlist on scene reporting. I pop up where there's fires, where there's jewelry heist, hot facts. I've been there when the police put the guns on the guy in the trash can, car accidents. I have a category that says on scene reporting. You'll see me interview police chiefs, fire chiefs on the scene. And I was the first on this scene. The car was crashed in the middle of the street on Eucalyptus, right across from, this is we have a sporting goods store here, and the Walmart. The parking lot is right here. So I pull over, I get out, I pull out the phone, I'm recording while I walk up to the car. Every single airbag is deployed. The music in the car, the radio, it plays and it stops, it plays and it stops. I'm trying to see if someone's inside. Now the front wheel is off, the front axle's off, parts, bumpers, everything is missing off from the car. So I go with the camera, I look on the inside. There's no one in the inside. I check the full thing. There's a black and mild, and that's it. So, and the sunroof is open. So whoever was in the car got out and just ran someplace. So I came, I looked, didn't see him. Other people that heard it, I guess before I stopped, they were walking out to like see what the sound was. There was a gray car parked when I got out, and he just stood there. So, well, in his car. So after I'm, doing my thing, I figured out that it hit a tree, did all the other stuff, found the actual tire, the axle and everything. I did not find the person though. That gray car then left. And I was like, did that gray car, was that someone looking out because they took the guy away? No word on the guy at all. While I was the first on scene, the fire department then pulls up. That's how that's how fresh the scene was. Oh, there was a puddle on the ground too, and I got on my knees, I sniffed it for you guys, and yeah, it was alcohol. His cup was there, and it was one of those courtesy vehicles from the dealership. So whoever it is, his car is gone. His car is gone. He's jacked up. So I put a short out. Was that good luck that he's alive, or bad luck because he's going to jail for a long time? But he's not there. The fire department pull on in. They go check. I tell them there's no one on the inside. They do their double check. Then the fireman comes to the back, and I told him. And then I'm walking him through because I went ahead of them and put everything together, the whole scene. So I walked back with the fireman and went over everything. And he was like, "Oh, yep, dead on." So go ahead, do that. Bam, they figured out. Whoo, but they're looking for him. All the police came. There's no word on if he's alive or anything. But that was a crazy scene. The car is jacked up, the sunroof was open, and the guy on the inside or woman was out. Nowhere to be seen. It was crazy. Alcohol, a car that they give you so you can still get around in. Don't know if he loaned the car to someone. You know he's gonna say someone stole the car, but he didn't put out a police report. He don't want to put out a police report because now that's when they figure out it's all him. Now that's a false police report. Add on all that other stuff, but the guy was gone. I was hoping to see if someone was there, alive, hopefully, but my man was off. That was a crazy crash. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Put the video up right after it was done. That's me doing all the reporting there, first on the scene, right there. That happened last night. What a wild week. Wild Saturday night. Someone threw a water bottle at the car. This girl threw a water bottle at the car because the headlight was out in this rental, and the guy got behind us and went on this side and rolled the window down, but it was his girlfriend. And he said the headlights out. And my wife said, I know. All right, thanks. And then I guess his girlfriend didn't like the way she said, I know, okay, thanks, or however. But she got mad and started yelling and stuff and got a water bottle and threw it at the vehicle. Bam. So my wife got on the old 911. She did the Charleston White. She did the Charleston White because we were on delivery. Charleston White that thing. And the dispatch was laughing because they were like, that is hilarious. Yeah, that was funny as hell. That was funny as hell. But that happened this week. Crazy. Also this week, I was watching, there's a guy by the name of Real Talk with Roy. And he had this guy by the name of Dan on this panel. And they were talking about an individual and a live stream that Roy took down. And his excuse was, people, first of all, Roy, don't be telling people no more stuff that's just false. All you got to do is just unprivate the live. And all you got to do is, remember when JB Gunner came up and he said, where'd everybody go? From when I came back as the first one back, from when I came back, I want you to just play that part on, because you will look like a straight hypocrite loser for making up all this stuff. And you'll be put dead wrong, dead in your place. Dead ass. Okay? Dead ass. You will be put dead in your place. It proves everything. But Dan was talking about the N-word, nigga, and nigger being used. Now, all these people have said, we don't like people using the N-word. We don't like nigga and all that. To the point to where if it slipped out of my mouth, they said, Reese, don't say that here. I'll kick you off. Threatening me to kick me off, and I'm black, but if it slips out, they were getting on me. So they were keeping me quiet from even saying nigga, but they'll let other people slip and say it. So it was like them trying to like keep me suppressed in a way, right? So I interviewed a racist, and it's been one of my goals to interview a full-blown racist, and it finally happened. I wanted to do it, and I want to have an open conversation. I had points of interest, topic points, and everything. We went over murder, death, business, finance. We went over everything. And I allowed him to speak as a racist man so that people can hear that they really are out there, and that's how they do. They all came at me like, no, don't do it. We hate you. And why? No, don't even do it, and all the other stuff. So once I did it, right, and it was done, they said that I brought this gentleman into our community. I did not. Eli did. He's the guy that created all the Eli stuff. Oh, TFT dashing with the wife. Hello. Hello. So after I do the interview and the conversation with JB Gunner, first we had one on about the Eli. Then we had that one. Then we had another one after that where we were going, we were speaking about Russia and things around the world. I wanted to get a full out world view about everything about who he is and showcase that out to people. He has a mutual respect with me that, you know, he changed words that he would use and say other words so he would not say the other words. So he has that respect for me on my channel. All right. So he start clicking links on going into rooms on the other channels and start clicking on the links, and he's being himself and speaking. So he's using the words. All of the hatred for me saying it myself and them saying that you can't say it, they blocked 2 black content creators on one live stream for speaking about black issues. They said, we don't do that stuff here. We don't do that race baiting here. And he said, you and the revolution take your 2 black, he said, you 2 black content creators. He said, take you 2 black content creators and leave my white ass alone. That's what he said. They've allowed other people that are not black to say it. And I've been voicing myself, and I make these things, these little clips on Hollywood Gig News. Okay. Okay. Someone said, let me get to that. I think I saw something. Before you talk out of country. Can we talk how Pedro endorses channels that are doxing? Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get in that. But the JB Gunner thing, he's clicking on, they're not saying anything, and I'm voicing it. I'm putting all the stuff out there in videos and everything, right? I'm putting everything out there so people can see. How are these people so against it? And then now they say it's A-okay. Well, here is what Real Talk with Roy said when Dan asked him the question about JB Gunner. Roy said, well, I'm not gonna, that's the way he talks. He can talk the way he talks. I'm not gonna stop him. But you told me I can't say nigga on your shit. But you said he can talk the way he talks. All right. But that's that prejudice stuff I told y'all about. Okay. He said he can talk the way he talks. He said it's Robert Reese's fault. He brought him into the community. So check this out. I'm going to let him say nigga and nigger all on my channel when before I said you cannot, you will not, I'll kick you out and I'll ban you. And I'll ban you to saying that because Robert Reese did an interview with him, he has A-okay to now be the full white racist on our channels. How come you can't say, hey, G, we don't do that over here? That's what you did to me for saying nigga myself. So why can't you do that to him? You're afraid. And you want to hold his pocket when he walks. Mr. Flex, he said, Flex tells you guys he doesn't like the N-word, but he watches me every day and he supports me and super chats me. And I played in that same live. He said nigga and nigger like 8 times. And Mr. G, the teacher here in California that referees CIF football and everything, and a trainer and everything, he used the N-word too on that same stream, and he didn't even educate anyone on why you should not say it. But Flex allowed it. On that screen was Roy and Heidi. It was everybody white, and no one said nothing except for Yup. Yup said, I heard about 20 different things that Flex would have kicked people off, and they all came from JB Gunner, and they let him sit up there. Then Roy got the nerve to say it's because of me, because I wanted to do a really good, great piece of journalism and reporting for the rest of you guys was something I had a passion in. A black dude who grew up in the inner city and the burbs, who some people think is militant when I'm not. I'm just firm on my stance, and I'm pro-black. I'm pro everything, but I'm black. I'm pro-black. Because I'm all that, I wanted to interview someone, have a conversation like Geraldo and them. When Jerry Springer used to do it and all them. They interview the racists and they talk. That's what I want to do. To bring out and ask questions, why? Will it ever be fixed? Everything. Because I did that and I found someone that was willing. I found a racist that was willing. And then he said he respect me when it was all done. He liked the way how I put it together and everything. So because of everything that I did, they jumped on it to make a mockery out of something that was serious. Other communities, see, I'm not just in the gig community. Other people will watch that and be like, dang, that really happened. That really happened. Some people learn something from that. Give a thumbs up for that or a thumbs down. I don't care. Some people learn from it. So to take it and then say, well, Robert Reese had him on his show, so that means we can let him say the N-word on all of ours. Well, who said that I am the king? Roy, who told you I am the king? This came out of your mouth specifically. Who told you I'm the king? That because Robert Reese interviewed him, that gave him a pass on everybody's channel around here. Who was part of that vote? Who sat down and said, aye? Who is part of that? Who said that I am the king? Like Shaka Zulu, I will be king. Don't mess with my mother. Who told you that because I interviewed him, that gives an open pass to everybody? And check it out. It's only the white people who I've called out and I showed all your videos that, now look, if it don't apply, let it fly. I've brought out all of the videos of them in their own chats and talking freely with all the prejudice talk and everything. Just like when, okay, the Mississippi 6, these 6 police officers brutally beat, assaulted, sodomized 2 black dudes because they were renting a room from a white woman. You know what Roy said? What about all the crime black people do against each other? That was his reply. That is a prejudice reply in a statement. These 6 white police officers in Mississippi, people, I got the video up there. Go check it out. They sodomized, beat, and did everything because these 2 black dudes were renting a room from a white woman. Officers. And Roy said, well, forget about that. What about the black on black crime? I put a whole video up about that stuff. All the prejudicial undertones. Then when you get, they say that I'm the black man gave the pass for a white dude to say nigger on everybody else's stuff. Ain't that something that someone racist or prejudiced would say? Blame the N-word and the nigger being put on the black dude. Because he interviewed our guy, we gonna let him say everything he want to say on our channel too, even though it's not in any proper context about anything with any intellectual conversation or structure to whatever else is going on. It's all about dissing the black dude, this F them niggers. That's how it would be coming out, and that's how he does it. Then Roy tried to use this big ass 6'5", 300-pound grown ass man, tried to then blame it on Disneyland, saying that we were arguing about Disneyland and that's why it's okay to say the N-word. No. He's into having prostitutes in the house with his wife 3 days a week. He's into just beating on people, beating on women. He's into wanting to kill black people and other races and put them in gas chambers. He's into the Sodom and Gomorrah and all of that. I'm against all of that. And in that live stream, you hear me voicing that. And I said that to each his own. He can do that all he wants, but I'm not. So with him doing all this weird and stuff, like Will and Jada doing all this weird stuff and getting on panels and doing all this crazy stuff, he tried to say that my life is wild. I go to Disneyland every single day, also Disney World. I said, man, don't you ever bring Disney World and put it into that right there. Unless you're going to talk about the crazy stuff about the molesting and the little rooms in Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom and stuff like that. Don't bring Disneyland into, unless you're into all that wild stuff. And Disneyland, because they do that wild stuff, you put that into your wildlife. But I told you, don't bring Disneyland into all this wildlife you have. That's what it was, Roy. Wasn't nobody arguing about Disneyland. Oh, it's a fun place. No, I was bringing the point out that you don't bring Disneyland up and try to include that in complete chaos and destruction. Sodom and Gomorrah. I brought that up a gang of times. If you bring up that live and quit hiding it, everyone will see that, damn, and you allowed this. Disneyland was not no excuse to let that man just start dropping N-words. And I'll let you know on the show. That's twice, Roy. You ain't say nothing. And then you said you was going to kick me out of it because of it, which shows, again, your prejudicial ties to the real racists. Remember when I told you guys that when I interview the real racists, it's going to make the other people who are fake racist, it's going to fully show them and expose them. And that's what it did, because now They're all letting them. And then you got somebody saying it's okay, it's a slang. How is someone that's not black go tell somebody it's okay, it's a slang? Now it's all the way accepted in that area, in that room. That's not cool. It ain't nobody in the community that I am in speaking up except for me. Not even some of the other black dudes. But the faces in the community on who they say they are, they don't say shit. They a bunch of bitches. And they talk to these same people like, hey man, hey, you gotta, I ain't gonna be supporting you, man, if you go just be openly just letting this dude, and he's saying it like to diss people. He's dissing people. It's not like he's reading a Tom Sawyer book or a slavery book. It's not like that. He's actually dissing these people, and you are letting them. I can't roll with you like that. I can't rock with you. Ain't none of them saying nothing from the Pedros and everybody else. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So then it looks like I'm doing it all for clout and drama. Nah, I got a respect level up there, man. I got a respect level up there, and I got to make sure we go keep that. It don't matter if you are on a social media and you don't think no one else is watching your specific channel. If you want to do it like that, just make it all private. Do a Discord. Call people on the phone then. Do like the old party lines and call. Because the more you do it, you just letting people see more and more about you. If you will openly do it and then try to say, oh, it's YouTube, I'm just joking. If you are openly doing this, who knows what you really got inside your house? Pictures on your wall. The things that you are really saying about people. All that other stuff. For someone to say after those cops did that to then just say, well, what about the black on black crime? How you just go push that under the rug like that? That's prejudice and racist. There's no other way into that. And y'all go say that I gave the okay to have a racist use these derogatory words about people on your own platforms that you control. So I'm asking all of you, who dubbed me the king to say that I got that much power? Because if I would have known I had that much power, No Tip, No Trip would have been dead. The glitch would have already, man, y'all should have told me I had that power. I never knew I had it. But to have it brought up by a prejudiced man to say that I'm the person that allows him to speak on your channels the way that he does, that is so crazy. So now I want an explanation about that. And Roy, when me and Pedro go up, I would like for you to defend this and click the link. You ain't blocked on my shit, G. I would like to hear this from your side. Who told you that I'm the king and because of me, I gave the A-OK? Huh? I would like to know that. All right? I would like for you to answer that. Real talk. With Roy or Roy in the Hill. Whichever one you want. Okay? Whichever one you want. All right? Wrong one. Whichever one you want. Okay? Whichever one you want. I would like to ask that from you, man. I would like to ask. Why and why would you say that publicly knowing that I'm gonna see that? And another crazy thing, I was watching your little live yesterday, and this is how drama and stuff gets brought into the community. All right, Dan was up there speaking his thing. You and that girl with the blonde hair. I found out on your live stream she's a porno star. So this is crazy right here. All that nasty stuff that JB was saying that he does, and you were like, well, it's okay. And you were saying Reese is just mad. No, I got morals, man. And I'm glad we have a separation, because when you up there, and it's obvious that whoever that guy is she's messing around with, and she's talking dirty and stuff like this, and you guys are making all these nasty jokes, for someone to say, well, and I don't know how y'all got on that shit. Well, there's been a few guys I've done videos with, and some guys sneak and take pictures. So if you do more than, with you doing videos with multiple people, that makes you a porn person. That makes you a porn person. which goes into Roy agreeing with the Sodom and Gomorrah that JB Gunner was talking about. And she's a complete fake just like you. Not even a real personal trainer. You said, how's the training going? Said, great. A real trainer would have said, man, it's going great. I have a client right now that is hitting some major goals. Major goals. Where training's good. She said, doing great. Making that money. Then you start talking to Roy. Roy, you start talking about, and we got into interior design, and you brought up something about, oh yeah, you can do that with your training and stuff. She quickly didn't even talk about that because she ain't a trainer. Then she said, oh, I gotta tell you the truth. I haven't worked out in 3 weeks. All right. So you lied when he said, how's the training going, when he's asking about your business. Didn't bring up nothing about clients. Lied about working out and everything, and did all that other stuff, faking the funk. Fake trainers should not be up there talking. Fake trainers can't be up there. We have an oath. You can't be up there being a fake trainer. But that all goes into the fakeness and the drama and stuff that they had, because Roy and her were they were going against Dan, and Dan was just keeping it way real. They was going against Dan. Sodom and Gomorrah sticks together. Sodom and Gomorrah sticks together. And I'm glad I watched that, because Roy and your thoughts and your beliefs, all the nasty stuff that you guys joke about every single day, having JB go up there, say all them words, finding out that someone, and y'all were joking about the whole thing too. Y'all were joking about the whole thing too. That channel that you got over there, I'm so glad. I am so glad that there was a separation from HotFacts and Roy. So glad. And I'm so glad because there was always certain people that will go on your panel and I would click off because of when I hear you guys speak to each other and all those nasty jokes and all the derogatory things that you guys say, laugh, and joke about. There was a reason I always had a bad taste in my mouth. And then when I'm just sitting back and watching you guys, I'm like, no, this is what you guys do. You guys invite that company in. And this week has been crazy, and I'm like, dang, I'm glad this happened. I'm glad I'm able to see the real people speak about who they really are. That's why I'm glad the distance with that Mr. Flex channel happened, allowing all the Sambo and all that other racial stuff and putting pictures up of black guys with monkey faces and all that other stuff, and all these other people just laugh about it and no one speaks up about it, and all you guys are just one big old giant group. And there's a reason why I have been loving bringing stuff out there like that I can be happy and satisfied to say that, man, I feel free. I feel free. And I'll tell you why. When you're in a community and you're trying to cover everything, and you know some of this stuff is just ridiculous, and you're like, man, I don't want to stop just because of they may be trying to force me to stop or push me to stop or doing this and that. It ain't none of that. I feel free because I'm able to just like look at the totality of everything. I'm only in 2 years here on YouTube, and it feels like I've been here for like 7 years or something. I'm barely on 2.5 years. And by being in the middle of all this stuff, you don't really see everything, all the drama that, you know, like you're in now, because you're like, and you're a nucleus in it too. I like drama and everything, but this drama, you know, I guess it was okay because it brought me to really see how people are. I've always been asking questions and breaking people down so I can figure out everything about them and everything. And I guess doing that, I had to, but it hurt at the same time being around it so often. Like being on a panel with someone, knowing that from everything that I broke down and I've been going over with them, I know they feel like this and think like that, and I'm still up there laughing and doing all this other stuff, trying to ignore like a lot of it so I can still get my job done. And that part is hard when you're doing investigative journalism. That part is very hard. But after I took a step back and I started allowing more light to come on in, and I've been seeing how these other people are going at each other, and I'm looking at this person and that person and that person, and I'm like, dang, this thing is crazy right here. And I'm seeing that there's good sides of people out there that are brought into it. They really don't know how to react, defend themselves. I'm looking at this and all that, and I'm looking at, what's really going on, and then I'm looking at all of the negatives from the negative groups, and I'm dubbing all you guys together Sodom and Gomorrah. I got to stay away from all of that. No way in the world will you ever hear me and my wife talking about we're swingers and we going out doing this, and I got people videotaping me, and it's a few people. You will never hear that stuff coming from this channel right here at all. And even though, I was growing a channel and trying to get in there for the dirty work and all that stuff, when I'm on panel with someone, and before all of my, the stories and my interviews and things have came out, some people may sit there and watch and think that I am A-okay with all that stuff. And that is definitely not the case, because I am not. And I apologize to a lot of people out there if you have ever felt that I was a part of those groups, like buddy with those groups. I apologize. I had to go in, get my work, figure out about everybody, and that's what I had to do. And by me doing that, I've burned a few bridges by doing that. Because some people were like, well, how dare you? But the only real way to know what's going on is to go in there and dive in. And that's what I did. And so I apologize to a lot of you guys who may have felt that, dang, is he rocking with him like that? Yeah. No, it was all just, that's how I came out with, that's how I was able to cover everything. I'll give Pedro DoorDash Santiago this. You won't hear stuff like that coming out on his channel. You won't hear stuff coming out like that on UDM's channel. Dashing Trader don't even do that stuff. We already know Cars and Cribs and all the rest of them. None of them. None of them. You don't hear those things. And I give them credit for, like, they've been on YouTube a little more and know the community a little bit better. So they broke on off. So I came on in to, like, really uncover these things because no one really knew about them. So right now I'm on the same foot as them. It's just cut, unless like, I wasn't even going to talk about this stuff, but Roy said that because I interviewed JB Gunner, I gave the green light for him to use nigger and nigga on every single white person's channel, and it's A-okay because I said it's okay. So that's the only reason why I'm talking about this now. I wouldn't even be talking about them dudes over there. I don't like that. I don't like that whole flow. I don't like that whole get down at all. That's why I'm able to, I've had real conversations with Cherry, with Michael. I've had real conversations on the phone for a long time, constant texting and everything. And, he runs a gimmick. He runs a push you all the way to the limit gimmick. That's what he does. And, he's all the way in, and people already expect that from him. So that's what he does. I'm able to get along with him because even though he gets in these people, And he calls them bitches and all this other stuff because they do it too. So he goes in there hard. But he's not saying nigger or nigga on people's panels. He's not doing any of that. He may get buck wild and go a little bit overboard, but he's definitely has not crossed the line of humanity as far as, you know, that part there. Cherry Michael was the one that did the Sambo and put the revolution up there as Sambo. He showed shackles instead of handcuffs. He's done stuff like that. Cherry's done stuff like that to like get under your skin to try to see what you're all about. He's trying to see what you're all about so he knows what his limits are. I understand that. But he don't go past that. He don't go past that. I have not seen him once endorse someone that comes over and uses those things. There's a separation in things. So that's how I'm able to get along with him, be on panels with him, and everything else like that. And Hector and I used to have a real bad beef. And it was all about, he was caught up in that other group also. And then he realized Reese ain't even like that. Hector. All right? Hector. So we're up there good. Roy's old ace, his old token black dude, that was his dude. Marcus is over there. I know Marcus is way upset about the N-word and stuff being used. And just openly and freely with no consequences, no nothing. And it all just goes on. People are separating themselves because other people are now starting to see it. And I'm kind of glad that my investigative work, people have that stuff in the back of their head because I'm the one that really goes in detail to go find those things and play it for you guys so you guys can hear it. I heard Roy say that stuff this week. This has been a crazy week. Crazy week. It's been a crazy week. Saw a big old fat pug go for a walk in a stroller. Didn't even touch the ground. Hilarious. I saw an Asian lady walking into Walmart with a picture frame and the sun was so hot there was no picture in the frame and she was trying to block herself from the sun, but she forgot that there was no picture in the frame. And when she finally realized, she looked so dumb. Like that happened this week. I forgot to give someone a watermelon on Walmart Spark. That happened this week. It's been a crazy week. But I can say this week has been good with DoorDash and Walmart Spark. Just about $300 or a little bit over on combined with both every day. So you can do that every day. You can do that every day on just 2 apps. That's great right there. So that, I don't know what just happened, but this week, Pedro, you know, we're gonna do something because we're gonna do the sit down and talk and everything, and have that going and everything. Torp reached out to Jada Driver this week. I saw that. I saw Dan go and voice himself and tell people that they're little babies and everything else. It's just been a crazy week, and I figured out that it's not only just Flex's channel. Roy's channel is Sodom and Gomorrah. So I'm so glad this week has happened. Got a chance to clear out a whole lot, clear out the closet, do a lot of rethinking, and I'm glad Big Dog Bechamel, James came on through. Go ahead and get one of them burgers. They taste good. Let me tell you. Go back and watch that interview. But we go stay sucker free. We go stay sucker free. And we gonna make everything real good for the rest of this year. And we gonna make it good drama instead of nonsense. All right? Y'all have a good one. Leave a thumbs down on this live stream. if you care.